Well, I got to go live because the lucky James Eller says he's here and ready to party. So, all right, let's do it. Evening, everybody. It's Susie Q96 and maybe M3. M3 sacked out in the chair back there. And this is the Low Dove Coin Collecting Show. I'm a little under the weather, so if I'm doing this, it's not a drug issue. I just have a sinus problem. Somebody on the phone today, I'm sure, thought I had a drug situation happening, but no. Hello, Brandon Scott. Welcome, welcome. Jazzy Coins. Howdy do. So, I'll start out by telling you I don't have any car wash quarters today. I was going to go get some. And then I checked my bank account and I didn't even have $20 in there. I don't know what happened. I think Thanksgiving is what happened. And the fact that I had to replace the starter on my car. A few other things happened. So we don't have any car wash quarters this week. However, we are not totally without recreational coinage. For we do have a couple rolls of nickels. And we got a couple rolls of dimes. And we got 3 rolls of pennies. So we're not totally without coins to play with. Got another entry for the State Headquarters book contest. A couple entries came in from Kaysen 2006. So, and I wish I had kept that envelope close by because I was going to show you what it went through to get here. I mean, I kid you not, half the envelope was gone, and I got it in one of those pouches from the post office that's like, oh, sorry, we tore the hell out of your mail, but here's what's left of it. Oh, here it is. Fortunately, the quarters were down in this sector down here, so they made it through. but yeah, but we got them. They're right here. So let me open up the pouch. I've already added his name to the list. I just want to see if these are ones that we need in the book. We have a South Carolina and a Mississippi. So let's see if we need to put either one of them in the book. I did add a few more to the book because I want to make sure it's as close to full as possible. And some of y'all didn't send me some quarters. So it's okay. The ones that didn't send the quarters don't have any chance of winning. So there you go. We do need the Mississippi one in here. So let's get that installed in the book. And I'm not sure about South Carolina. I'm still looking. South Dakota. I don't want that. South Carolina. Oops, I can't sing. They'll make me pay copyright infringement. Wouldn't that be funny? I have to pay copyright infringement to my friends who had a song called South Carolina. Alrighty. So anyway, y'all got one more week to get your entries in. If they're not here by next Monday, you can't win. So, and just to remind you that it is not only the book that's up for grabs, but those who have sent in entries also have the opportunity to win some of these items. You could win this beauty Miss Benji that will blind you because it's so ordered. Okay, Brandon, you can win. My camera work is stinking tonight. I'm not feeling really good. That, my dear, is a 1961 Benji. Poofy doofy. This is a commemorative round. It is not anything fabulous, but it's a commemorative round for the 50th anniversary of the space program. So that's kind of cool. We have, that's just an extra. We have a nice copper round we're giving away. Of course, we're giving away the book with all the quarters in it. And we are also giving away this pretty lady. Oops. I think y'all know what that is. It is a 2014. And we might be giving away a couple other items too. But right now, that's what's in there. And there's also a couple extra quarters in there that may be given away. Swing for the ring. Hey, how you doing? How's Michigan? Bet you're not going out in the lake now, buddy. Dimebag Darren Lowe. Welcome, welcome. So that's what you can win, and how you got to enter is pretty simple. Except maybe package it a little bit better. I don't know why the post office, everybody else has got to me fine in an envelope in a little packet. But anyway, what you got to do is pretty simple. You take 2 state quarters. Well, you can do one per entry, and the max entries is 2. So basically, you take your 2 little state quarters and you package them up nice and pretty, and you get them sent off down here to Susie Q96 at P.O. Box 96, Galax, Virginia 24333. And as long as they're here by next Monday, I'll count you in. But Monday night, we're doing it. So you better get those things in the mail like tomorrow, because the postal service is slow. They are not expedient. As we all knew, if I was a raccoon, that shiny would be mine. There you go, swing. So, anyway, this isn't going to be like a regular show because I always have quarters, and I didn't this time. And I have kind of made myself a little bit sick. I had to move an entire storage unit full of stuff. Half of it came into my new apartment, and the other half of it went into a smaller storage unit. And the weather turned really crappy, and so I kind of got sick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 people who have 2 entries each, and then there's 1 person who has 1 entry. So that's how many people. Now, 1 person is not going to win all of those items. 1 person is going to win the book and the silver round, and the other things are going to be consolation prizes to those who took the time to send in an entry. So there you go. The odds are pretty good at this point because there's not that many entries in here. So get them in. Yeah. This is also going to be a little bit of an abbreviated program simply because I'm exhausted and I'm not well and I don't have any quarters. However, I do have this rolled change that we were supposed to use at the holiday market here at the farmers market this week, but it was kind of nasty out there and only 2 vendors showed up, And so I didn't need all this change. So we're going to just kind of go through the change and see if there's anything exciting in it. And then I'm going to give away a chance to go digging in the cookie can. And I've also been filling up another book. This book is not as nice as the one we're giving away. This one only has one place for coins, so it is not mint mark specific like the other book, but I've got a bunch of those, so we're gonna just keep filling them up and giving them away. So anyway, I think we're gonna start out looking at some pennies. I have 3 rolls of pennies. I got these from the bank to use at the farmer's market last week, and then there wasn't anybody down there that needed any change. So I still have it. And so I'm going to flip over to the scope here, and we'll look at some pennies, see if we can find some Wheaties or an Indian or something fancy. I'd be happy with about anything. These came from a Wells Fargo bank. The pennies are definitely customer rolled. So I know I had some customer rolled nickels last week that there were a couple of oldies in there. So I don't think that customer was filtering things out. And yes, you may occasionally see hair of the cat on your scope view, because my cat likes to sleep on the computer when I'm not looking. So I can't do these rolls all fancy like some of these guys. They punch the roll out. They got the whole roll in their hand and they can look at the edge. That doesn't work with me. I've tried it and I end up with a coin shower all over the room. So now I just dump them out, make me some space. Robert saves history. Oh, thank you for that. These are one of my many pairs of reading glasses, so that I can read, because otherwise I can't see the computer or the coins. Gee, that one looks so old and it's so new. Now let me put my gloves on, because coins is dirty. Okay. So anyway, I now have an apartment full of boxes that I have no place to put the items that are in them. I have tried to cram 5 pounds of potatoes into 10 pounds of potatoes into a 5-pound bag here. This apartment is way, way smaller than the one that I had in Georgia. And I'm telling you, I got no space. So if you wonder what I'm looking at this point, all I'm doing is sorting out, of course, any obvious goodies and putting my copper aside. So this roll, there's a lot of super shiny sticking out of it, shielding me everywhere. So it's not looking super duper, but it's something to do on a cold evening in Southwest Virginia when they are predicting snow outside my window. And for those of you who don't know about the Betty White joke, because Robert referred to me as Betty White, and some of you who go over on Storm and CA's channel, I have a very warped sense of humor, and I keep my stream pretty clean, but late at night, I have been known to get on the telephone guy's live stream, and he, because of my warped sense of humor, dubbed me the Betty White of the coin community. Well, then it kind of got carried over into Storm and CA land, because he started doing his wheel of agony or whatever it is, and I was the very first person to be thrown off of it. So thusly, now the first person thrown off the wheel over there is always the Betty White. However, I am the original Betty White of the coin community, and I want all those people who won Betty White prizes to remit them to P.O. Box 96, Kawax, Virginia, because I am the original Betty White of the coin community, and those things should all be mine. I'm just kidding. But anyway, that's where it came from. There's a nickname that I picked up from the telephone guy when he had a lot of time on his hands and was doing a lot of live streams. We hardly ever see him now. He's, I guess, working pretty steady. So 64D. So far, that's the most exciting thing we've seen. So anyway, I'm hoping to finish the last of my move tomorrow. Oh, here's a penny that I just about bet you somebody metal detected. It's got all the earmarks. Oh, and it's so close to being a Wheatie. But it's got that penny has all the earmarks of being dug from the dirt. It does indeed. I did get to go metal detecting on Thanksgiving Day in my niece's yard. And I need to make the video of what happened on that. I found a couple of very interesting things. I didn't get rich by any sense of the word, but I found a couple of interesting things that I had never found before in my detecting adventures. So this week the weather's supposed to be really bad, and I just need to finish emptying my one storage unit, and then I'm going to start working on some videos and try to get my Wednesday night metal detecting show back on track. I've kind of neglected it due to illness, and so I'm going to try to, I've got probably 6 or 7 videos worth of material backed up. So that's going to be what I'm going to be doing for a while. Well, that roll didn't have much to offer us. So I did push the copper off to the side. So I'll do something with that in a minute. Whee! Pennies on the floor. They'll stay there for a while until I feel like getting down there and getting them out from under my desk. Oh, God. I might just leave the copper up there and bust open another one. If anybody's still here even paying attention, I have no idea. I gotta do something. Paying attention. Yep. Says 7 people are watching. Hi, my twat. Hi, Monday. How you doing? Just in time to watch me open another roll of pennies. I just didn't have any money left to get quarters. That's a first. I've never run out of quarters. before. And I do apologize for that, because that is usually the basis of my show, is the car wash quarters. But my bank account got completely drained this month. Those of you who don't know, I'm on Social Security, or as I like to call it, social insecurity. And I had to pay $179 and have a new starter put on my car, which really made me mad, because I just put a new starter on my car like in June. Well, maybe a little soon earlier than that, but within this year. And I contacted the company that we got my starter from back then, and they refused to honor their warranty because I no longer lived in Georgia. So I had to pay for a whole new starter and for the gentleman to install it on my car. And that left me broke. I also have a headlight out I got to take care of. I fixed my tail light myself. Virginia has inspection. It's like a safety inspection. And I have to get my tags and everything transferred. And part of that is that my car has to pass the inspection. So I'm plugging away at that. Virginia is so strange right now. They have anything you do with the DMV and tags, you have to make an appointment, and they're running about 3 to 4 months behind. I moved here in August. I finally got my driver's license at the end of October, and now I have to wait until January 22nd to transfer my title and get my tags and all of that. So in the meantime, I'm driving around. I'm paying Georgia rates for car insurance, and I'm driving around with Georgia plates and a Virginia license. They have basically forced the majority of people in the state of Virginia to technically be driving illegally. I do carry my voided Georgia license right behind my Virginia one, just in case somebody wants to argue with me. But my favorite one, there's a lady here in town. I see her once in a while. I guess she bought this car and it came with no tag, and she can't get a tag until her appointment comes around. So she has a piece of cardboard on the back of her car where her tag is supposed to be, and where the tag number should be, it says, "I don't know, ask the DMV." And I see her around town, and I admire her for doing that. She has no idea what her tag number is. Go ask the DMV. Alistair Black, hi. Long time no see in my stream. Glad to see some folks finding their way back over here. Sorry, I'm not having the biggest offering tonight. Things will get better next month after I'm settled. I got some plans and things that are going to be happening. Ooh, that's a pretty nice 79. It's almost book worthy. It's got a few little nicks and stuff in it, but it's still got its bling. Isn't that pretty? Let me set that aside and see what the 79 that's in my book looks like. Yeah, like I said, these were customer rolled, and I got them from the bank. The first roll I opened didn't have anything in it either. I think I opened them last week. Oh my gosh, you're such a child, Mud Swat. Such a baby. In 1979, oh my goodness. I was definitely in my 20s. Yeah, definitely was in my 20s. I had to laugh. When I was growing up, there was a period of time when the state of Florida, the drinking age was 21, and they changed it to 18. The day I turned 21. Yeah. I waited and waited. And the day I turned 21, they changed it to 18. I was not happy. But that happened. What was another one that was pretty funny is I had a lot of friends that were in bands and they played in bars, and I wasn't really old enough to go see them. But back then, IDs did not have pictures on them. They just were a piece of paper, basically, with some information filled in on it. There was no, they weren't even plastic. They just were paper. And I had a fake ID, and my friend had a real ID. We went to this place called the Pillow Talk Lounge in Satellite Beach, Florida, to see a band called the Outlaws. And some of you may know who the Outlaws are. But anyway, we went over there to the bar to see them play, and I got in with my fake ID, no problem. My friend, who had her real ID and was of legal age, they thought her ID was fake and wouldn't let her in. And we had to get the band to come and vouch to the owner of the bar and say, look, we know she's 21. Meantime, I was 20. And so finally he says he's going to let us in, but then he wouldn't let us in because we had on flip-flops, or what this gentleman called shower slippers. So we're out driving around Satellite Beach at 10 o'clock at night. And of course, this is back in the 70s. There wasn't like Walmart or any, there were no all-night stores. We're trying to find some place to buy some shoes so we could get in the bar. And we finally found these two drunk chicks in front of a convenience store. They were both wearing sneakers. And we bought their shoes from them. And we wore them long enough to get in the bar. And then we got rid of them pretty quick because we didn't know what kind of cooties were in them. But hey, we got in. So we would do stuff like that to go see the Outlaws. They were definitely our favorite band from the time we were in junior high. They were a local band to us. And by some strange thing, 10 years later, they ended up making it big and touring with people like the Rolling Stones and the Who. And so I'm glad we got to see them all those times in the bar where it was up close and personal. And last Christmas, one of my friends and I went down to Clearwater to see them play for Christmas. And you may be right, Alistair, so far. I got into it today here at my new apartments. I am not the queen of popularity here, I'll tell you right now. I'm one of the younger people. And I don't discuss my political views online, and because my political views are my political views, and I don't expect everybody else to agree with me. However, I have a bumper sticker on my car that some of the residents here find offensive, and simply because they don't like that person. It's not that there's anything obscene or anything about it. Well, oh, we got wheat. We got a Wheatie. We got a Wheatie. Got a 56 Wheatie. Got a Wheatie. Anyway, they were having Christmas tree decorating down in our community room. And I went down there, but I wouldn't go in. And the reason I wouldn't go in was there were like 15 people in there, and only 2 of them were wearing masks. Now, I'm very high risk. So they tried to get me, the one lady called me, and I said, no, it's okay. I said, there's too many people in there without masks, and I'm high risk. And so most of them went, oh, yeah, we should have our masks on. So most of them left and went to get their masks. Well, this one lady, she's an anti-mask person. And she's like, well, I think it's just terrible how everybody had to leave and inconvenience themselves because one person thinks everybody needs a mask. And then she proceeds to go on. Well, I don't own a mask. I don't need a mask. And I'm not going to wear a mask. And I'm biting my tongue because, she's an old lady. And, we're all old in this place. Imperial labor. Yeah, we'll look more closely at that 56. I'm just happy to see a Wheatie in here. So anyway, she was just nasty to me every time she saw me for the rest of the day. And I about had it with her. This lady thinks she's my mom or something. And she likes to tell me where I should be in the building and what I should wear and what I should do and who I should vote for. And I'm like over it. So I had a kind of a cranky day because I had to go talk to the manager about this woman and some of their comments about my bumper sticker and the little idle threats that if I don't take the sticker off my car, I might get hurt. And so I had to go talk to the manager. And I'm going to, I guess, because somebody thinks it's fun to mess with my car now, I'm going to have to set my security cameras back up. And I didn't want to have to do that. But I just told her to tell the lady, don't come around me. I'm high risk. You don't want to wear a mask. If you see me, make sure you're social distanced 6 feet away. Because I can't make her wear a mask, but I can encourage her to stay away from me if she's not going to. I'm very high risk. I have autoimmune disorders and I have COPD, and I don't want to die because some old lady wants everybody to see what a good job she does putting her makeup on. So yeah, it kind of, I ended up not staying at the Christmas decorating thing just because of her. And in the future, but the thing is, I'm not going to expose myself. It wasn't because of her, what she was saying. It was just simply because I didn't feel that people were taking proper precautions. I mean, they may feel that their precautions are good enough for them, but I don't want to die. And so I just opted to not stay. So that was my excitement for the day. Cyberpunk culture. Honey, I work for a band that we kind of created punk. Way before there was cyberpunks and there was just regular old punks on the street. The band I worked for was the very first band that the press actually referred to as punk. Long before the Ramones or Iggy Pop or any of those people. So I know how punks and cyberpunks and every punk in the world, I know how their brains work. My brain works kind of that way sometimes too. Hey, Mike the Greek, how you doing? I know cyberpunk isn't music. Cyberpunk is internet. I'm pretty well versed in the internet. I was on the internet before there was really a World Wide Web, when it was nothing but text messages and email. Hi, Jessie. There's my Jess. So yeah, I've been online for a long time. I've probably been online since a couple of people in here were born. Blade Runner. Yep. So we're getting down to the end of this roll. At least we found a weedy. One little weedy. And a few coppers. I just pushed the coppers off to the side. I'll look at them later. Can I legally talk about, yeah. Oh, I can legally talk about mine. I had the Secret Service come into my house. I'm not kidding. I had the Secret Service raid my house for something I didn't do. It was something my boss was doing. My boss had a key to my house for when I went out of town. And yeah, he got me in a lot of trouble. So, but back in the day, I ran a BBS. I don't know if anybody knows what a BBS is, but I ran one. We got one long little weedy out of that batch of 3 rolls of pennies. Got a 56. The plain old 56. It doesn't look too bad. So, yay! Alistair knows what a BBS is. Yep. I ran one. I had a lot of people from all over the world on it too, which is probably why they came and raided my house thinking I was doing something wrong, which I wasn't, but my boss was. You ran one that didn't exist. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. I'm going to move on. Open a roll of nickels now. After the nickels, we're probably going to see what's in the cookie can. Since we do have a dozen folks in here. All right, let's see what we got in the nickel spectrum. And I'll be looking back through these later to see if I need any of them in my book. I'm just mostly looking for oldies but goodies in here. I would like to see a buffalo wander through. That I have never. No, I take that back. I think I found one when we were searching that box of nickels that time. I know I found war nickels. I'd be happy with a war nickel. I'm easily amused. 1964. We'll push that one off to the side. I usually keep anything 60s on back. Just because just because I can. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I went to my niece's and ate far too much food and metal detected a portion of her backyard. And I'll be working on that video in the next day or two. I've actually got enough footage to do 6 or 7 videos. I never did finish up the last 3 from Georgia, so I need to do those. And then I have, oops, there's a 61. I have some videos from here, little short ones, that I'm gonna probably combine into a couple of longer videos rather than 63. 63. I was happy I finally found the charger. Oh, looky here, looky here. 1949. I'll keep that. I'll keep a 49. Let's see what the other side looks like. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. The steps are pretty much gone on that one. But we'll keep her anyway. 49. I might need that in my book. Yeah, in the course of moving temporarily into the cabin, my charger for my batteries for my GoPro was lost. So I finally have all my spare batteries and my charger. And so those of you who think, oh, wow, she's got a GoPro. I've got 2 GoPros. And I'm going to tell you, they're both GoPro 3s. One of which was donated to my channel by another metal detecting channel called Iffy Signals. And without them, this channel would not exist because they gave me that camera. And that's what got me started. And then, of course, we got COVID and I switched a lot of my content over to my coinage because I don't want to die. And some of my last videos from when I lived in Georgia were videos from Florida, which is actually my home state. And I hightailed it out of Florida the first day of spring, actually about the 3rd day of spring break, when I realized that nobody was doing anything to protect themselves. And I canceled. I was supposed to do a metal detecting video with Florida Thunder digging with Rob and on Clearwater Beach, and woo, 1952. And we opted not to do that, and we went to an old house and detected instead, where we were not around a bunch of folks. And another one that's pretty weak, but I want you to look over here at the side. It's an S. It's an S. Looky, looky. It's an S. Hi, Pammy Jones. Looky right there on there. Right there. There's a big old fat S on there. Isn't that pretty? Woo-hoo. I'll make something out of nothing anytime. 52S. Just reminds me, I didn't really check these for the mint marks. Some of these other ones. That one was a D. See, now I got to go back and refresh my own memory. That one was a D. All these ones I pushed off to the side. It never occurred to me I'd run across an S. But I did. So we is not skunking tonight. Even if we didn't get any quarters. So happy to see that little S there. I still got a few more nickels to look at. Mostly D's, but I did get an S. Alrighty. Oh, what we got here? We got one of those buffalo dudes. Yeah, we got one of those buffalo dudes from 2005. We'll keep him. Yeah, keep him. He might fit in the book somewhere. Yeah, 2010. A couple more here before I flip over and do a little giveaway. We did make a comment video of sorts today. So if you have not commented on my comment video, y'all need to do that right now while I pick these nickels up and get ready to break out the cookie can. Now, those of you who have not been here before may not know about the cookies in the cookie can. They're not ordinary cookies. They're kind of flipped. They're flippers. Oh, I gotta move all these. This is copper. Set it on top of the cookie tin. Now, in the cookie tin, we have lots of all kinds of coins in here. All kinds of stuff. There is silver in here, I promise that. And there's also a couple of, I don't really call them duds, just mundane coins. And then there's this. If you are the one that wins the opportunity to choose a coin out of here, and you choose this, you don't get to keep this, but you get to have 2 pulls instead of 1. I'm keeping my cross, but whoop, got to put the cross back in the box. All right, so y'all get commented, and I'm gonna get over there and see who gets to play around in the cookie tin. All right, let me find me a get that off for a minute. Clean up my desk so I don't get my good coins mixed in with my recyclables. Actually, before I take those back, they'll all get gone through again. So let's get a comment picker. And I gotta make sure I have my proper yeah, my link. I'm having a little brain damage. Must be my cold medicine or something. Goodness, I gotta have to get that link there. Okay. I'll be with you in a second, folks. I'm slower than molasses. There I am. Cookies. There's a Pammy Jones running around in here. I like Pammy Jones. I try to watch Pammy Jones when I can. Lately, I've been so exhausted while moving all of this stuff that I moved 2 or 3 loads because I had to do it all by myself. I didn't have any help on this last emptying the storage unit. So I had to do it all on my own. And so I do 2 trips and then I'm dead. I'm done. I am done. I come home and I'm in bed by like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Okay, right now it says we have Oh, come on. Tell me how many people we have in the comments. The comment video is like dragging. Our internet's dragging here tonight. The weather's really bad. And number of unique commenters, 11. Come on, guys. You can do better than that. There's 13 people in here now. 15 people in here. So I've only got 11 comments on the comment picker. Well, I thought you guys liked silver and coins and all that good stuff. I can't even give the stuff away. Shoot, I'm going to quit giving it away if y'all don't participate a little bit better. Oh, my goodness. This thing is so slow. God. The old ladies down the hall move faster than this thing. I wonder if it's my internet or if it's just the comment pickers lagging and dragging. It won't even tell me how many comments. Mercy me. Oh, no, I didn't start it early, by accident. I was making a comment video. And so it says no comments found. What the heck? Come on. Are you serious? Unique commenters, 13. All right. Well, we're going to go with, well, okay. Well, Armando just came in. Armando, have you commented on the comment video? If you haven't, get over there and do it right quick. And, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, my YouTube is really lagging. So trying to get it caught back up, and it's dragging too. So it ought to be a local issue with the internet. It's not the comment picker. It's just dragging butt. So I can't do anything about that. Live up in the mountains, and it is what it is. I am trying to get this thing to load, and it's just not wanting to cooperate with me. All right, I'm gonna put it in here one more time. See how many people. My goodness, I could bake the daggum cookies in the time this thing is taken. OMG. Cupcakes. Yeah, cupcakes would be good. Somebody make me some cupcakes. Get them sent over here right now. That'd be fine and be dandy. What is wrong with this thing? It told me no comments found. A minute ago, it told me 13. Now this time it tells me none. So I don't know if I can even trust this thing. Pretty strange. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I double checked the address. That's why I went over to my comment video and double checked it. So I think this thing's broken. Try it one more time. Then I'm going to come up with some other plan. It says 13 again. So, okay, we're going to go with that. Hi, BC. Hi, Drum and Detect. All right. If I'm going to hit the button and see who gets to play. Pick out of the cookie can. Jimmy LaCurry, are you in the house? You got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, Jimmy LaCurry. I forgot to put it on the screen, guys. I'm sorry. I'm bad tonight. But I swear it was Jimmy. Right there, Jimmy. It's Jimmy. There he is. Oh, and for all of those people that I owe packages to, they will be going out the first of next week after I get my social insecurity check. And I say that because Jimmy LaCurry is one of them. So Jimmy's going to get a pull out of the can. I'm still here for awesomeness. Well, I appreciate that. All right, let's see what we got for Mr. LaCurry here. I did put some new stuff in today. Come on. I just want to get a hold of one. Okay, what did I get a hold of? Oops, I got a hold of two. So I'm going to give Jimmy his choice because I pulled two different things out at the same time. So Jimmy, let me get the scope up here, and you're going to get to choose which one of these you want. Since I accidentally pulled two out. The first one is from the Republic of Guinea. And it's from 1994. And it's 50 francs guineas. So you have a choice of that or a James Monroe US dollar coin, which is of a golden color. Although you can't really see it on this. I'm not saying it's gold. I'm saying it's of a golden color. So you get to choose which one of those you want. And I will add it to the LaCurry package. So just let me know which one of those two you want, and the other one will go back into the container. So take the guinea, okay? We'll put the other one back. Put the guinea in for Mr. LaCurry. I put 10, 30, 20 instead of 11, 30, 20, so I had to change that. Get that packaged up, and over here in the stack, I got a pretty good stack of stuff I got to mail out. But, all right. So that's how the cookies work for those of you who have never been here while I do the cookie. I throw a bunch of coins in there that there's everything in there. There's silver, there's pennies, there's war nickels, there's foreign coins. There's just all kinds of stuff in there. And yeah, there you go. Thank you, Handy Andy. Yeah, send me an email and claim your prize, Jimmy. Although I pretty much know how to get a hold of you. Gotta do it though. Keeps everything on the up and up. Let me clear my desk off here. We're gonna open another roll of nickels after I move these older ones away because I don't want to lose that S that I found. Move them over onto the side. There we go. All right, find my gloves. Yeah, I've been having sinus issues bad the last couple of weeks, and I know a lot of it has to do with me moving all that stuff in the storage. I'm stirring up a lot of dust and crud, and then this weather change. It's just like, what? Yeah. But like I said, I've actually got 2 more loads of stuff in the storage. One is an actual load of items, but it's like 5 boxes. And the other is flattened boxes that I got to take to the recycle and couple boxes of trash. And then I will be all done with that storage. And I have a much smaller one that's right up the street here that has like seasonal items, things I don't use all the time. The spare tire for my car, because my car came equipped with one of those little donut tires, and I can't stand those things. They're useless. But when I got my new set of tires, I had them put aside the best tire that I had on there. Ooh, for me to use as a spare so that I won't have to run on a donut for any length of time, and I won't be stuck without a car if I happen to have a flat during a time in which I have no money. So I have a tire in my storage. And a lot of art supplies and some furniture that would not fit in this apartment that I have to decide what to do with. But right now I can't even get through this apartment. There is so much stuff here, and I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'm just going to have to figure it out here in the next week. Sort through some things and let them go. One of those items being Christmas decorations. I have way too many Christmas decorations. So I have those in my living room right now. And I will be sorting those out. We have a box here in our laundry room where you can put things that you don't want and other people can help themselves. So I will probably be depositing some Christmas items over there. This is low income senior housing, so maybe someone will have use for the items that I no longer need. And if I see them sitting there too long, I will take them back and take them down to the local charity shop, and they can sell them for cheap and help some family have Christmas. But yeah, I have way too many Christmas decorations. But when I lived in Georgia, I had a front patio and a back patio. And prior to that, when I lived in Michigan, I owned my own home. So I decorated my yard. So now all of a sudden I'm in this place and it is tiny. I don't even have room for a couch. I have a chair and my office chair right now. But yeah, it's pretty small. And it's really funny because I put my bed up on those risers that give you more storage space under your bed. Well, my bed was already pretty high. It's an old bed from the 40s, and it was already up there pretty high. And then I put it on these 5.5-inch risers, and now I have to use a step ladder to get in my bed. But I got storage space, by golly. Oh, it's hysterical. It's just, the whole thing's been a comedy of errors. And one thing I have decided, although my family convinced me to come here and told me how much I was going to like it, no. I am a flatlander. I am not crazy about these mountains at all. And I anticipate that I will move one more time before everything is said and done. Because unless some miracle happens, like I find the metal detecting honey hole, I'm just not into these mountains. I guess it's an acquired taste, and it's not my taste. So, I mean, it's pretty, but I hate driving in it. I had to drive to my doctor's office, and I was on the Blue Ridge Parkway going to my doctor's office. It was so foggy. I could not see the road. I could not see the front of my car. And yeah, I got a lot of interesting band stories, Jesse. I work with a band who are based in Michigan, and they still occasionally play shows with their original lineup from the 60s. And that band in itself is a story. So anyway, I hope my attitude about this place improves, but I think I'd rather be in Florida, but I can't afford to live there. I'd rather like to be back in Michigan. Can't afford to live there because their car insurance is so flippin' high. We'll see what happens in the next year. But I'm having a terrible time squeezing my belongings into this little bitty unit. It's small, and it's institutional, I think is the word that I need. It feels like I'm in a motel. Yeah, the hallways are enclosed, so everybody is wandering around inside, and they all know everybody knows everybody's business, and I don't like that. I'm going to bust open some dimes. I'm not real good at searching dimes. These were not customer rolled. These were machine rolled. So let's see if there's anything interesting in the dimes. Gee, didn't I make a pretty picture the way I spread those out? How about that? That actually looks kind of cool. But I can't just look at the edges like everybody. I can't hold on to the coins because of my arthritis. So I got to scope them and all that good junk just so I can see what they look like. Now I will go back through these for sure because I never really saved dimes, and I have dime books now, so I will be going back through these and putting the nicer ones in my little books. And also there's, I think there was some dime books in the empty books that Ed Booth sent for us to just fill up to give away. So, and I think those were mostly older dime books. I don't think there was any newer stuff in that. But da-de-da-de-da. And last year, right before the COVID crazy took over last Christmas, my friend, whose name is also Susan, she and I went down to Clearwater, Florida. I stayed in Florida past Christmas because I have family down there, but we went down to go to see the Outlaws and Firefall. I don't know if any of you are familiar with either of those bands, but those are people that I grew up with listening to as a teenager, and so it was fun. I got to see my old friends, the ones that are still among the living, and I took my metal detector down, so I got to do my first beach detecting. We had a lot of fun, but unfortunately, we won't be able to do that this year because of COVID. Anyway, yeah, well, I grew up with the guys in the Outlaws. All the original members are gone now, all of them, except, well, two of the original members are alive, but they're not in the band. There are no original members left in the Outlaws. But they still play all the band's good songs. And somewhere after hi, Miss Laurel. After I finish this roll of dimes, I'll show you something pretty cool. My first longtime boyfriend was an early roadie and sound man for the Outlaws. His name was Jim Britton. And Jim Britton is the person who actually wrote the lyrics to the Outlaws' most famous song, Green Grass and High Tides. However, he got no credit for writing it, nor did he get any royalty money. And sadly, as a result of being taken advantage of in that fashion, JB killed himself. No, that wasn't a 60. I wish it was. I thought it was too at first, but it was an 80. So anyway, a few years back, the band presented me with a gold record on his behalf. And it I have to figure out where I'm going to hang it. But yeah, I do go back and double check everything, Jesse. So I will definitely be doing that. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, I was in mass panic for a few days because I could not find that gold record. And like I said, I've been moving all of this stuff out of my storage, and I found all my stuff from the other bands, which is 65. But I still did not find the gold record, which finally resurfaced last night. Somehow it got in one of my family members' vehicles when we were originally moving my stuff. And so I got it back, and I haven't even unwrapped it yet from the move, so I hope it's not damaged. My moving people busted up a lot of stuff. So I'm going to be right back, and we're going to open it together and see if it survived the move. Hi, Empree. Aren't you pretty? Watch out, Emmy. Watch out, babies. Meow, meow, meow. Move your little meow, meow. There you go, buddy. Thank you. Sometimes cats like to get right under your feet. Here is the packet in question. Let's open it and see if it survived. And the reason I'm saying that is two of my question mark and the mysterious items is the framed copy of the proclamation from the mayor of Bay City, Michigan. The frame was all busted, the glass was all broken on that. So I'm praying that that has not happened on this. Hello, Redneck Stacker. How are you tonight? Glad to see you in the stream. Pretty much taking a little break from hunting coins just to see if my gold record survived. It's not really my gold record. It was in I can already see some damage on the back of it. That's not good. But it's just in the brown paper, so hopefully that's all. I can have that fixed. But anyway, it's kind of an admission of guilt by the band that yes. Well, other than the brown paper on the back being damaged, my record itself has survived. So there's my gold record. And it's really not mine. It was really JB's. But he has been dead for many years. And so they presented it to me in his memory. And it says, presented to Susan Martin. This is in recognition of James Peter Britton for his significant musical contribution to the Outlaws. His light will shine on in the hearts of Outlaws fans forever. So here it is. I am so glad to have this back. I was in panic mode last night. I was crying to my friend Susan. She and I have been working on an archive of the history of the band. She started the thing. I used to have a website about the band, but it became a royal pain in the butt. So when I went in the hospital in 2010 for my surgeries, I took it down, and another friend of mine took it over. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get this repaired though. You can see on the back where they damaged the paper, but that's easy enough. I can take that to a framing place and have that redone. I'm just extremely happy that the glass isn't broken. I once, when I was growing up, I was dating the roadie and sound guy for the Outlaws. We would pay like 50 cents to see the Outlaws at the local teen center and sit on the floor, watch them play. And so I grew up with that band. Another band I grew up with is a band called Tin House. And while Tin House is not a household name, they became the backup band for Johnny Winter, except that their lead guitar player, a guy named Floyd Radford, he became a member of Edgar Winter's White Trash. These are all 60s, 70s groups. And then later, my friend Lee Swimmer took his place playing with Edgar. So I have a lot of Edgar and Johnny Winter. No, I want to keep it as it was. It's not much for them to reseal it, Jesse. I've had them done before. Art prints and stuff. I have an Escher print that I've had to have reframed, but there's nothing wrong with the frame. It's just the paper is ripped. So I'll try to keep it like it was. Then in the 70s, there was another band that in the early 70s that we used to go see called Mudcrutch. Mudcrutch became Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So we used to go see Tom Petty play in the bar before he got his teeth fixed and contact lenses. Tom wasn't as pretty as he was later. I love Tom Petty and I cried when he died. I worked on a tour, a summer tour in 76 with the Outlaws, Charlie Daniels, Marshall Tucker, and Leonard Skinner. The Outlaws sound man, their second sound man, Rex Ray, is the one that taught me how to mix sound. So I love my Rex. If this COVID thing ever settles down, I want to run over to Nash Vegas and see him. But that's what we call Nashville, Nash Vegas. So I have one more roll left, so we'll do one more roll. Might as well complete it. But anyway, yeah, it's been bugging me all day whether or not that record was damaged. And since Drum & Detect actually knew who the Outlaws were, I said, okay, let's open this bad boy now. Yeah, I love that song, Handy Andy. My favorite one, though, and I have a lot of favorite Tom Petty songs, but I think my real favorite one is off of the Damn the Torpedoes album, song called Even the Losers Get Lucky Sometimes. Well, I worked in radio for a little while too, so and now I work as the publicist for a band out of Michigan who back in 1966 recorded a couple of songs in a guy's living room in Bay City, Michigan, and sold 8 million copies of that song. Band called Question Mark and the Mysterians. And I love that band. First time I saw them live was in 1967. And many, many years later, I had my resume up on LinkedIn and I got a call from them. And I have worked for them since 2014. And I miss being in Michigan because it makes it harder for me to do the things I need to do. I got my eye. I saw a little van I might buy. I have looked at it about 3 times now. I want this van. It would make it a whole lot easier for me to go to Michigan and do things I need to do and still avoid the COVID stuff. No, next day or two, I'm going to have to go down and talk to the guy that's selling that van. It's a Dodge Ram. Nice van. Real nice looking van. I want to build a mini camper so that I can do that, because I don't want to fly while the COVID thing is going on. All right, going back to the scope, see what's in this last roll of dimes. Oh yeah, I knew some of the guys in Molly Hatchet too. Being in Florida, all the Florida bands kind of knew each other. 38 Special, Molly Hatchet, the Almonds. I remember seeing the Almond Brothers when they had a band called the 31st of February. I used to have a flyer from a show at the Clearwater Civic Auditorium, and it was for a teen dance with the Outlaws playing, and somebody had typed in with a typewriter at the bottom of it, also featuring the Almond Joys, which later became the Almond Brothers. I gave that to JB for his birthday, and while he was in the hospital, someone stole it out of his house, and I'm sure whoever has it, that thing's worth a lot of money. But I don't have it anymore. But anyway, I was a music fanatic. I am still a music fanatic, and I know a lot of musicians. My personal Facebook page looks like a star, you know, like somebody that's following the stars, but they're actually people I know. My friend Rick Roberts, who is also from Florida, he was in Firefall, but he was also in the Flying Burrito Brothers, if you know anything about that band. That band has a really illustrious history. I was real glad to see him last Christmas. But yeah, they're unfortunately the original members of the Outlaws are all deceased, except David Dix, who no longer plays with them, and Monty Yoho, who both of those were the two original drummers. Other than that, every original member of the band is deceased, and it is now the legacy is being carried on by Henry Paul and some other folks. And I mean, they put on a good show. They do. They put on a really good show. But my Outlaws are gone. You know, the people I was friends with, they're sadly all gone. But they sure left a bunch of good music. It was funny because the Outlaws were from Tampa, which is kind of the West Central Florida working man's town. And Leonard Skinner was from Jacksonville, which was the Navy and North Florida working man's town. And even though they both got called Southern Rock, which it's kind of a funny term, and I'll address that in a minute. I was a big fan of the Outlaws, but I was not a big fan of Skinner. I don't know why, but somebody asked me once, and I told them the Outlaws are fine wine, Skinner is cheap beer. And it's a lyrics thing with me. And, you know, I had friends that were in Skinnerd, but I just was not like a Skinnerd super fan. I was a Tom Petty super fan. I'm still a Tom Petty super fan. 68. Thought it said 63 at first, but I knew that wasn't silver. Anyway, I've been involved in music pretty much since I was about 10. When I was 12, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, goodness. When I was 12, I did my first radio show. I was on a show called Teen Tempo. It wasn't my show. It was somebody else's show, but I was the youngest person they ever had on there. And I still have a lot of friends in the radio industry and a lot of friends in the music industry. But I'm old now. A lot of them are gone. And then, just for something completely different, I worked in stock car racing for over 20 years. Frank O'Keefe of the Outlaws used to joke about my photography business and called it rock and roll, as in rock music and race cars, because that seemed to be the two things I was photographing the most. My rock and roll photography. I worked in racing for a long time. I owned a racing newspaper down in Florida for about 3 years. But I worked in racing mostly as a photographer and reporter for over 20 years. So I have had a very diverse life. And there was nothing in there exciting. So, oh, Steve Miller. I love Steve Miller. And one of the things I love about Steve Miller was a few years ago, Steve Miller got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and proceeded to go down there and tell them what a bunch of BS the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was. And I'm like, thank you, Steve Miller. The little fact most people do not know, if you get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you have to pay $25,000 for a table at the ceremony. You have to pay to get your award. Think about that one. Steve Miller was right. Steve Miller was right. All right. I'm actually thinking about this, and y'all tell me if it would be something that you'd be interested in. I'm actually thinking about starting another channel about music and about the music industry. When I had the Outlaws website, we used to have a live chat. We would have people in there like Alan Walden, who Alan and his brother, Phil, were the owners of Capricorn Records, which was based in Macon, Georgia. And pretty much all the Southern rock guys went through there. But I've been thinking about doing a music show because I have a substantial record collection and I know a lot of musicians, and I just thought it might be something different. So I don't know if any of you guys would be interested in tuning into that, but I just want to do it for fun because I would like there to be some sort of record of some of the things that I witnessed in the music industry. Back in 1967, we were at the Women's Garden Club in Tampa, Florida. They used to have a Sunday afternoon jam there. And the Women's Garden Club was right down the street from Tampa International Airport, which of course was substantially smaller than it is now. But some of the guys from the Outlaws were there and some other local Tampa area bands. And a limo pulled up. Now, this wasn't a limo kind of jam, if you know what I mean. This is like the guys that have been playing at the teen center the night before. A limo pulled up, and Jimi Hendrix and 3 women got out of the limo. I swear to God. They came to the jam. Jimmy played 3 songs, said, I got to go catch my plane. Thank you all for playing with me. He and his entourage got back into the limo and went back to the airport. And people think I'm nuts, except that there are other live folks that were there that have also reported this. That was the most bizarre thing, I think, to me, to have this huge star who was just hanging around the airport say, hey, where's some live music around here? And he went down there because that's where the guy told him there was live music. And so the guys in the Outlaws got to play with Jimi Hendrix. And they never forgot that, believe me. So anyway, we didn't find a whole lot of stuff in the coins tonight, but it was fun. Found a few things, and I will go back through and look at them some more. If you have not got your name in the comment video, you might want to get over there and get that done real quick, because I'm going to shake up the cookie can. And we're going to give away one more prize before I go. It'll be the last prize we give away in November. And I also want to remind you that on Wednesday night at a new time of 6 p.m. is when I have my metal detecting show from the ground up. And it used to be on later, but I'm better doing it earlier. So I'm starting that at 6 o'clock. And I'm hoping to have a new detecting video or 2 done by then. So a little sneak preview. I got my buddy down in Florida, Park Rat Pat. Pat has a thing on his channel, which is Park Rat Detecting, where if you send in a picture or a little video clip of your recent detecting finds, he makes you a member of the Rat Pack. So I am now an official Park Rat Pack member. So I'm going to try to get Park Rat Pat to come over maybe on Wednesday night. If y'all are not in on that comment video, you better get there, because I'm about ready to check it out here. See how many. It's still telling me 13. Only 13 people in there. I don't know, guys. I think my stories are worth entering for. You never know what I'm going to put in that can. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in my new place, Mike. You can't really see, but it's boxes and boxes as far as you can see. Oh my gosh, it is a mess in here. It really is. Yeah, I got to refresh this page. All right. Now I got to get my link again, because I doodled around and refreshed it. Oh, great. Now I can't get anything. The Wheel of Death. Woohoo. It's our internet here. It's been kind of iffy all day. And I even said so in the comment video that I'd be starting the show at 5, assuming that my internet was working. So that was really serious, because this morning I was trying to watch live stream, and it wouldn't even stream. Just so slow. It was just the wheel of death. I gotta get this dumb link in here again. Hang on, folks. I hate it when that happens. I just do. Okay. Now, if I can. Technical difficulties. Please do not adjust your set. Come on, load this thing today. My goodness. Okay, now let me copy this link again. And paste. All right. Okay, now we're up to 15 people. All right, let me get the screen sharing thing happening here so we can all see I've got nothing up my sleeve. Yeah, no kidding, Miss Laurel. $25,000 to attend. So when you see all those people who don't show up to collect their awards at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that's why, because they're not going to pay. I mean, Steve Miller's not the only one who has told them basically to go screw themselves, but he was the only one actually. And then, you know, I have a soft spot in my heart for that boy just for doing that. All right, I'm gonna hit this button. Let's see who gets to pick something out of the cookie can. Let's see who. So slow, tease. Oh. Drummond it. Drum and detect for a dive into the can. Woohoo! Drum and detect. You're going to need to email me to claim your prize, but I know you're here. Well, I was married to, okay, first of all, my brother's very, very high tech. And he's 12 years older than me. He was the youngest U.S. military personnel member stationed at Guantanamo Bay during the Bay of Pigs crisis. And he worked in communications, so they needed him. He later ran a missile tracking station in the Ascension Islands. So I've kind of grown up around tech people. And then I was married to a computer repair guy. I'm trying to get my camera to focus. I was married to a computer repair guy who also is a bass player. So, and my stepson also was in the U.S. Army Signal Corps. So there's a lot of high-tech people around me. Okay, let's see what we get for Drum and Detect out of the cookie can. I have no idea what I'm grabbing. I just grab one and pull it out of there. They're all in the same size flip, so. Woo! Drum and Detect got a 67 Kennedy. Woohoo! So, Drum and Detect needs to send me an email with all of that information on where to send this prize to. And I'll get it off in a little envelope here. And unfortunately, I am out of channel stickers, and I don't know when I'm going to get any more. Hopefully soon. But I think I have 3 or 4 left, maybe. And I will try to get some more of those. And sorry we didn't have the car wash quarters tonight, but like I said, I ran out of money this month. The only reason that we even have our StreamYard without a time limit is because Kaysen 2006 paid for our StreamYard for 2 months. So thank you, Kaysen. Now a word from our sponsor, Kaysen. Handy Andy has paid for so many things on this channel. It's unbelievable. I mean, there's been a lot of people that have kept this thing going because, like I said, I'm on Social Security. So it is what it is. I get 800 and change every month. Not a whole lot. So all the donations and everything like that, that really helps. That keeps us going. And speaking of going, I'm not sure who all is on tonight. Usually Baseman 64 comes on at 7. Sometimes Rick G is on. Sometimes Pammy Jones is on. I'm not sure who all is streaming tonight, but wherever you go, tell them I sent you. Maybe we can get some support over here. Yep, that's what I thought. Baseman at 7. That's usually where I go for a little bit after I get to eat. I want to thank Andy 736. I have a few moderators, but Andy's the one that always shows up. God bless him. I'll probably have to pick a new batch here pretty soon. See some of you Wednesday night. We also talk about coins and other crazy things on Wednesday nights, not just metal detecting. So feel free to stop in at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. And I'm going to take off now. Y'all have a great night. Stay safe. Be nice to each other. Bye-bye.